Hey, so I finally watched episode 124, so we're gonna do a review for this. It's coming out a little earlier than usual, but whatever. Um, yeah, you guys probably gonna know what I'm gonna say. Pretty bad, but let's just do a review. So I just finished watching it, and I just remember like the first 8 minutes. I was 8 minutes into the to episode 124, right? And I was thinking to myself, everything is as standard as it gets, right? You have Zeno reactions go like Sugoi, like so cool, and then you have obligatory Jiren is really that strong, so strong, like Jiren is so strong lines. You have lines of dialogue of that. You have commentary from the sideline, etc. And at this point, when did this arc start, or when did the tournament start? Like 90 something, right? Like 93. It's just tiresome to listen to the same shit over and over again for 30 plus episodes. And so that's like, what, 6 months, right? Yeah, around 6 months. Yeah, just the same shit over and over again, so that was bad. Also, Frieza is able to keep up with Dispo's speed when speed wasn't a significant trait of Frieza's. Like Birders, like Birders' thing was he was the fastest in the universe. Like speed was something that, like exemplified Birders. Speed is something that exemplifies Dispo. Frieza, speed is not something that exemplifies him. Frieza is only fast to people, and again, it's like the whole standard proper Dragon Ball Z power scaling where like speed increases with training. So, or speed, or minus super, like that whole contradictory plot hole thing about how Frieza never trained in his life, considering what Frieza said about his parents to Goku. But Frieza can keep up with Dispo's speed by apparently fucking image training. So yeah, garbage ass at power scaling. Kaioshin has then said this line, right? He says, I can't believe Frieza is being overwhelmed. This just makes me laugh because of how many times we've seen a comment like this, and that too so frequently, right? And it just got me thinking, right? Like, this might be the first time that I say this, or probably not the first time, maybe like the second or third, fourth, fifth time, maybe. Less than 10 is the point. One of the few times. This might be one of the few times I say this, but this arc, I'm just imagining it in my head. It's going to be way better in the dub. Simply because all these lines saying like, oh, Jiren is so strong. Look how fast he's moving. Frieza's getting overwhelmed. Oh no, Gohan, he's trapped. Lines like that. When you translate that to English, I can't, like, Funimation is going to embellish them so much more better. And I just can't, like, I'm not gonna watch it in dub, obviously. I'm not gonna watch Super in dub for obvious reasons because I hate Super, but just to listen to it, I just can't imagine Funimation, like, all the same repeated lines of like how Jiren is so strong, or oh, Goku's getting pushed back, like, all these lines that sound so similar. I have to imagine that the dub is going to make them sound a lot more pleasant and tolerable. So yeah, they have to change some of those lines being the same. Anyway, that Kaioshin line, I can't believe Frieza's being overwhelmed. It just makes me laugh because 30 plus episodes of the same thing. People were complaining about the reused animation. That doesn't bother me, since the scenes that are being reused, those are cool. Like Dispo's, like when his speed scene that he used against Hit when he fought him, or Frieza transforming into Golden Frieza. Like those are actually good scenes. So reused animation doesn't really bother me. What I really found funny was Dispo's voice acting when he started to glow purple and beat on Golden Frieza. The voice acting in that was so bad. The voice actor himself is probably not bad because I don't think there's such a thing as a bad Japanese voice actor or voice actress. Or I actually don't believe there's such a thing as a bad voice. I can't ever think of like a bad, like, flat out voice actor unless you're talking about like some fucking hentai dub or something, right? But this boy's voice acting, right, when overwhelming Frieza when he glows purple is so bad, like that shit was terrible. That shit was so bad. He was like, it literally sounded like that. It didn't even sound like Nozawa's it wasn't even like that. It was like it was like it was like it literally sounded like you sent someone who had like I can't even keep a straight face, dude. It was literally like that. Like you can go to Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball and you would never hear anything like that. You would never hear anything like even like with someone like as snarky or as not even who had a comedian Yajirobe. I don't even think Yajirobe sounded like that in the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. And to top it all off, this shit is called Super Maximum Light Speed Mode. I guess it's not as bad as Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, but still, here again, we have another case of over-exaggerated names for no reason. I guarantee you the Super Maximum Light Speed Mode shit, this will not be in the manga. Because all Dispo did was glow purple. He just had a purple aura and that's it. His eyes didn't change, his body structure didn't change. You know, it's not like Super Saiyan or Cell transforming, you know, or the villains transforming, anything like that. It's literally just him glowing purple. So I already know. I know this shit is not going to be in the manga. Super Maximum Lightspeed Mode is a Toei anime-only filler thing. Just like a bunch of shit. Like Kaioken times 20 and Super Saiyan Bluer. You know, all this bullshit. Then Gohan comes to help Frieza, and then this is another thing that made me laugh. Gohan thinks he's going to be able to knock off Golden Frieza if he betrays them. I mean, I know it, when he said that, it was just a moment of him being like stern and confident, and you know, it's not so much like as a like a statement of like truth, you know. But it's still so dumb just to hear him say that in that kind of situation, dude. It's like Krillin teaming up with Cell, and then Krillin telling Cell that I'm going to knock you off if you betray us, you know, like. Dude, Golden Frieza is way stronger than you, man. And granted, the image training and the one what is it? 6 months training? Was that it? Yeah. 6 months, right? Wasn't it 6 months? I forget it. Yeah, it's 6 months or a year back in the Revival of F, right? Image training and 6. Oh my god, this still 6 months of training in Revival of F and image training in Hell for I don't know months or maybe a year plus makes Frieza stronger than Ultimate Gohan. At least back in the book. It's comedy, man. Like, it's just comedy. And it just frustrates me and makes me laugh that people actually defend that. People actually think that that's sensible within Dragon Ball power scaling. Like, this is going to sound insulting as fuck, right? But those are people, like I literally lose brain cells when I listen to them. Like, they're dumb. I'm sorry, they're dumb. I'm dumb. They're dumb. They're dumb. I hate, like, look, they're not bad people or anything, but if people actually defend this, right? Gohan saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna knock you off," like, come on, like that. It just obviously goes to show that they have no understanding of how power scaling or power works in Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, and why it doesn't make sense in Super. But the stupidity, like, it continues even more so in this episode, right? Because then Krillin. This literally, like, I wanted to drink bleach or something when I read this, right? Krillin, he brings up the threat, right, of Gohan fighting with Frieza, right? He goes like, is it safe for Gohan to fight with Frieza, right? And sure, I can understand that if you were considering like, and even though those moments were dumb, I can understand it because, you know, Frieza, he's been firing a ki beam or like his finger ki beam at Goku, and you know, can we trust Frieza? And he's been scheming with Frost, all this shit, right? Frieza's basically been a schemer this entire arc, right? So I understand it in some respect, But what makes this moment dumb is that Krillin himself, brings up Frost a moment later. Why does Krillin bring up the threat of fighting with Frieza when he himself brings up Frost a moment later? You fucking idiot! Frieza did not betray Gohan when fighting Frost. He got eliminated because of Gohan and Frieza working together. You fucking dumbass. He literally was like, is it safe to fight with Frieza? You remember what happened with Frost, don't you? It's like, yeah, I remember with Frost. I remember what happened with Frost. He got knocked out because of them colluding together. Why the fuck is that, like, unsafe? Frieza was never going to betray Gohan, you dumbass. You stupid motherfucker! Oh my god! Who wrote the episode? Who wrote the episode? Let's find out who wrote the episode. This nigga's a fucking dumbass, dog. Like, oh, fuck. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that, but this motherfucker, dude. I don't know what the fuck am I apologizing for. People know I'm not racist. It doesn't matter. It just makes me so mad, man. It like literally like. Yoshifumi Fukushima. Okay, yeah, it didn't feel like a Tomioka episode, so. Anyway, this is the first time I'm bringing this up, right? But the music when Gohan and Frieza team up, I actually like that music. It's been used before in the anime, but this is the first time like I've actually like commented on it and spoken about it and recognized it. So I like that track that was being used when Gohan and Frieza teamed up. Vermaud has this line about how Dispo using his mode will make him hit the bars, and that made me laugh also because when has momentum, you know, after traveling fast, when has momentum ever been a problem for Dragon Ball characters past Z when not being hit, interfered with, or distracted? And I bring those three things up because of how Goku lost to Tien in the 22nd World Tournament. I bring it up because of how Goten lost to Trunks. In the Majin Buu arc in the tournament, you know, those are examples of where momentum has been a problem for Dragon Ball characters because in Goku's case he can't fly, in Goten's case he was hit from behind by Trunks. He was hit on the back by Trunks' little ki blast from going Super Saiyan, right? So in those instances I can understand because they were hit, and/or interfered with, and/or distracted in some respect. Here Dispo isn't. He's just fucking moving. He's not being like laid into a trap. He's not being hit. You know, like the point is that momentum in Dispo's case, it is not being interfered with or distracted, or he's not being hit enough to go into the fucking cage, the cage that he's encircled. My point is like if you put the cage around Dispo, right, and if this was proper, sensible Dragon Ball power scaling, if Dispo was going to move around in that cage, he would not be hit by the fucking bars. Now, obviously, Gohan is there, so yeah, I mean, I guess you can somehow justify that. But the point is how Dispo using that mode will make him hit the bars, like as if Gohan wasn't there. That makes literally no sense. And again, we have improper, inappropriate Dragon Ball powers. Speed, like, I don't know how many times I said this, but these are literally characters that move at FTL speeds, massively FTL speeds. These are characters who can destroy entire portions of a universe and a galaxy. How the fuck is momentum going to be a problem for someone like? How are you going to make that a viable disadvantage? It's not. It's not. I'm moving too fast. These motherfuckers can survive planetary explosions. You know, these are literally people like Superman and Green Lantern who they don't get affected. They shouldn't be affected by that shit. So, but anyway, the episode ends with Gohan and Dispo like being knocked out or being wrung out at the same time. And I know people were complaining about like, or some people were talking about how you know, maybe this is disadvantage because it's like 5 against 3, and where like a universe wins like by the more people they have, on the stage as opposed to like other universes. And I kind of get that. But in essence, like you're still losing. You lose a person per each. Per each team. So to me, it's fine that Gohan sacrificed himself. To me, it's fine. Well, actually, no, it's not fine, but for another reason. I'll talk about that in a couple minutes, couple seconds. No, a couple minutes. But yeah, like in a minute. But Gohan, like if the end game is that you lose a member per team in the end anyway, and you're the last two teams, and there's less than 10 minutes to go in this tournament, I find it like it makes sense to me. Like 5 and 3, going to 4 and 2, like sure. Like I don't think it's anything that like. You know what I mean? Like I don't think there's any reason to like complain about that, because in the end, you still have, not only did you knock out like someone on the opposing team, but you still have numbers in terms of like an advantage. So I get it in that respect. I get it in that respect. But the other reason I don't like that Gohan was knocked out was because there was a lot of hype behind him. Now, obviously, with Dragon Ball Super Chapter 32 coming out, we know that all of the filler shit has been knocked out, right? Or all this filler shit, it's basically filler, right? Like those anime-only episodes for Super were just that, anime-only, right? But since this is the Super anime we're talking about, we were talking about a lot of hype with Gohan. A lot of hype with Gohan that we thought, not saying that he would go Gohan Blanco or that he'd be the one to, nothing like that. But there was a lot of hype for him to at least be there at the end with, I mean, yeah, at the end, he is there at the end with Jiren, Toppo, and Dispo. But, I mean, like, the fact that 17 is in there before him? Come on, bro. Come on. Like, yeah, I know 17 has been wanked to no end in this arc. Like, he can somehow keep up with Super Saiyan Blue, and no one dare bring up the fact that Goku's Super Saiyan Blue is holding back, because obviously that makes no sense. You can be a character and hold back and still own the shit out of someone, right? But anyway, the point is that Gohan, right? He's in ending, what was it, ending 9, right? He's had all these episodes focused on him, right? Much more so than Goku, and maybe even Frieza and Vegeta, I would reckon. Maybe even 17 for that matter. He has all this hype, right, that he was going to do something incredible at the end. And this is all that it amounts to, knocking out Dispo. I mean, look, it's not the worst thing in the world, but you have to understand. Let's look at what Gohan did, right? Let's look at what Gohan did in this arc. Right? I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. He had trouble with Yamaz, he helped eliminate Frost. And he fought a Boonie. Those are like the only 3 things that I can think of. Battles, okay, yeah. So I have to go to the... Okay, so what all did he do? Let's see. He fought... Okay, yeah, so he fought Botamo. He fought Botamo and Obuni, like, they're, like, useless, right? Hermilla and Prom, like, the sniper, like, that was basically Tienshin. He fought Bullraider and him. One of the android, or one of the robots, that doesn't really count, because he didn't eliminate anyone. Himaz, the Yardrat, for some reason, he's being overwhelmed by the fact that... Imagine... imagine Piccolo in the Buu arc overwhelming Gohan because he has a fucking Shunkanido instant transmission. He helps to eliminate Frost. So basically, the only like major things that Gohan has done is fight Obuni and help eliminate Frost. And he does defeat the Universe 6 Namekians, right? And then he helps to defeat Anilaza. That's about it, really, before he loses to fucking Dispo. The way that Gohan was being hyped up with those anime-only episodes being featured in the ending, being appointed Team 7's leader, all the shit, when really he wasn't that much of a leader. He didn't really come up with a whole lot of tactics besides scheming with Frieza, right? All this stuff together. You look at all those matches that all those battles that I just listed. They're worthless. They're worthless. Obuni is worthless. What the fuck? First of all, he's worthless. Who the fuck is Obuni? No one... I guarantee you, no one even remembers Obuni's name, except for maybe like the most hardcore of Dragon Ball fans like me, right? No one even remembers fucking Obuni. Obuni, I'm supposed to get hyped over Gohan fighting Obuni, right? He's fought Frieza, he's fought Cell, he's fought Majin Buu, right? And he tried to fight Beerus in the movie, right? And he did, and I'm supposed to get hyped about Gohan fighting Obuni. I'm supposed to get this is what validates Gohan in Dragon Ball Super, right? This is what validates, not the fight against Buu or anything. Like you know what I mean? Not when he owned like Buu, Super Buu, like in the dub, right? Or I say Super Buu because that's his dub name, right? I think it's called what is it? Evil Buu in sub, right? Gohan is supposed to be validated as a character because he fought Obuni. He eliminated Botamo by uppercutting, which again is bullshit methods and tactics. He struggled with Himez, despite the fact that he only had Shunkanido, and for no reason, we have no explanation why there was a fucking Yardrat in Universe 2, right? And so he eliminates all these characters, right? And here's the thing. I would not be complaining about this if we actually knew like who these characters were. Not necessarily in terms of the character and the personality, even though that's important too. That is important, right? I'm not saying like that's not important. But like I said before, power scaling. Dragon Ball, it ultimately comes down, one of the things that it comes down to is fucking fighting. That's one of the things that it comes down to. It's fighting. How are you going to make me believe that a Universe 6 Namekian is as strong as fucking Majin Buu? I'm supposed to believe that Sao Noel and Purina and Himez are all as strong as Buu when he absorbed Gohan Goten. You're not gonna convince anyone with that shit. Come on, man. Like, and yeah, that's why I'm pissed off that Gohan got eliminated the way that he did, because he didn't do anything that felt as important as fighting Cell and maybe fighting Cell. Maybe that would, obviously that's too much of an expectation because it's Jiren and there's Goku and there's Vegeta, right? And unlike Gohan and Cell, like that was the final battle, like that's who you had to rely on, right? So expecting a Gohan versus Cell thing, like that doesn't make much sense, right? But at least Gohan versus Buu, right? At least Gohan versus Raccoon, something like that. Something like that. Where at least you could believe the convention and the power of that character within Dragon Ball. And Dragon Ball Super has not done that for obvious reasons. And it really, I mean, yeah, the power, specifically power scaling in terms of people getting like super strong in a short amount of time, that started with Frieza, right? But it really started when Trunks started fighting Goku Black, right? When somehow Trunks as a regular Super Saiyan 2 was making Goku Black grunt with effort and all this shit, right? So, but here's the point, right? The point is that for all the hype behind Gohan, being the leader of the Universe 7 team, being in the ending at the end with Goku, having all those filler episodes dedicated to him training with Piccolo, which is still hilarious to me that he has to train with fucking Piccolo to get that strong. I can understand training with Piccolo to sharpen your senses, like how you did with Goten back in the Buu arc, despite Goten being weaker than you. Although Gohan did say in the Buu arc that if he doesn't watch himself, then Goten is going to be stronger than him by if he doesn't train. But anyway, for all the hype behind Gohan, obviously this did not pay off. Beating fucking Botamo and helping to get rid of Frost and beating Obuni and the Universe 6 Namekians, that ain't shit. I'm sorry. It's not shit. It doesn't validate Gohan. It's like Gohan. You might as well have Gohan beat like those fucking all of Universe 9 by himself. Have him beat Bergamo or Lavenda and Basil and Gium like that. Remember that green parrot guy? Have Gohan beat him and just call it a day. Makes no fucking sense. It really doesn't. And then, and then he helps to beat Annie Lazo. Point is, like, it doesn't validate him. It does not. So yeah. Shit episode. Garbage episode. What I will say, though, in the preview, Toppo's look, right? Toppo's look when he's glowing purple, that shit looks dope as fuck. I know some people were complaining about that. I actually think that looks really cool. I think Toppo in the preview at the end of this episode, he looked like if there's one good thing that came out of Super, or what I mean, I've said that good things have come out of Super. One thing I can definitely say is Toppo. Toppo isn't like a perfect character. He'd be more tolerable if he wasn't always shouting like "Justice" like over and over again, like being a fucking Great Saiyaman ripoff, right? But Toppo as a character design in particular, I think works very well for a Dragon Ball series, right? I think he works very well, and so Toppo, the way that like that whole purple dark skin look, that shit is dope to me. I like that. I personally really like that. Because he looks like fucking Jinpachi Mishima from Tekken 5, okay? He looks dope. That was cool. And if anything, that's the only thing that I'm looking forward to in the next episode, for the most part. But yeah, the episode was shit. The episode was shit as per part. I mean, and it's no surprise, right? Like, you watch, like, all of my last, like, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe, episode reviews, and they're all, for the most part, most of it is shit, but there's like 2 good things here and there every time, so. yeah, that's the episode review. I finally watched it. So thank you guys for watching. And I will see you guys when I see you. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys whenever. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.